Is cardiovascular system. How many chambers are in the heart?
4.
There are 4 of them, and there's a right atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Remember this, just generically look up that the top contracts together and then the bottom contracts together. The top moves to push blood down into the ventricles, and then the ventricles contract to move blood to the lungs and then out to the body. So there's a pulmonary circuit and a systemic circuit. And it's the closing of the valves in the heart that cause the dump, 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 or the lub dup, as some people say it. It's the closing of the atrioventricular valves for the first sound, and then the pulmonary and aortic simulant valve for the second sound. Let's talk about the electrical conduction in the heart, the PQRST complex. The P wave is depolarization of the atria, the QRS is depolarization of the ventricles, and the T wave is repolarization of the ventricles. The reason that you don't see repolarization of the atria is because it is buried in the QRS complex. Let's talk about systole and diastole. Which one is the high side of your blood pressure? Systole. And typically 120/80 is what people like to see as far as blood pressure goes. Let's go to talk about red blood cells and white blood cells again. What's the science word for red blood cells? Everybody say erythrocyte. And white blood cells? Everybody say leukocytes. These are smaller than white blood cells. They lack a nucleus, enables them to carry the maximum amount of oxygen. What am I talking about? Red blood cells is what I'm talking about. Here is the path, listen to me, of blood away from the heart. We go arteries, arterioles, capillaries, venules, veins, and back to the heart. So the capillaries are the smallest units that we're talking about. Remember, the systemic circuit is what carries blood to the body. The pulmonary circuit is what carries blood to the lungs. Remember, the blood that goes to the lungs is deoxygenated, and when it comes back to the left atrium, it has been oxygenated by that time.